Fellow people, I'm Duncannuva and welcome to this stream. Just basically going to talk about what's going to be happening for a while, from basically this week onwards. Yep. Whatever game. I love the sarcastic freaking mod I've got. This is a modded Fallout 4. I do love that, and I do want to talk a bit about that, and it's mainly why I'm streaming at the moment. But, oh, excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold, so if my voice sounds ugh, or crap, or stuffy, you hear me snorting a bit, yeah, I've basically got a cold. I've had it for a while. So basically what's going to be happening is, for those of you who don't know, I made a few posts about this. I've been away for a while. Last week, for 4 days, I was at a thing called LSV. Unfortunately, I got removed due to suicidal behaviour. Well, suicidal tendencies. Friday, I was up in Christchurch. That is a whole bunch of Mirelurks.
Stop right there.
Kill all the Mirelurks. Okay. Completed. Help defend Sanctuary Hills from Mirelurks. Okay then. I'm using a custom built assault rifle called Vertibird. And there's a bit of lore behind this, but I'll talk about it later. All of my
Mirelurks usually like to scare the hell out of their prey before eating them.
all my glorious, and that was my armor I used for Far Harbor. I've actually got two. I've got to make an armor museum. But as I was saying, hello them. So last week I was very busy, and then this week I'm also going to be quite busy as well.
Seems to be growing well.
As over the weekend, this coming weekend, I'm moving with the family. We're heading up to Christchurch, so that's rather quite big. The reason we're moving up to Christchurch is because middle brother related crap. He could not survive last year on the money he was given, and this actually really screwed up. 20 caps, woo. Just all those robots. So yep, that's what's happening that way. Sanctuary Hills. Fortunately, yeah, I've got all the DLC, obviously by the contraptions and the Vault Tech. I've gun boost. Oh no, it's still connected, cool. Bleh. Move, Death Claw. Hey Nick. Yep, so we've got a whole bunch of stuff, and again, like I said at the beginning, this is modded, so what is it? The power, yeah, there's a manufacturing, there's a hopper, there's a sorter, no idea where that goes, one of them says, the vacuum hopper, suck things, this is the one I want, this is storage, and then yeah, so now this one should start creating me, so I've got or aluminium. Let's see the E terminal. We're gonna create 303 rounds. So now we should start creating 303 rounds, 308 rounds. Well, maybe it should, but it doesn't seem to be. Just, yeah. Copper 3, lead 2, oil 1, fertilizer. So now that should start. Hello. Where's that? Or am I missing fertilizer? That's probably it. Let's go to my junk. Shove everything in there. Because what we want to do is we want to create E2 millimeter fusion cells. So let's have a look. Electromagnetic cartridges. We need copper, lead, oil, and fertilizer. Okay, so we're putting all the copper, the lead, the fertilizer, the oil. So we need copper, concrete, cork, copper. With copper, ceramic, steel, copper. I'll probably go to like some of the event like places where I don't go, and I'll take the copper, the fertilizer, the oil, and the steel and the lead. Because we need that all. Oh, that has oil. Done miss some stuff with oil on it. Fuses have copper in them. Fudge a fly. We need oil. That's just graduated cylinder. Steel. That has oil on it. Oh. You don't. Leather. Oh, that's got lead. That's cool. Bone. We need fertilizer as well. We need to keep an eye out later. Glass, asbestos, plastic, adhesive, wood, plastic. Oh, that's got lead. Which is weird, because pencils nowadays don't have lead in them. They have, graphite, which is a rock. Need to put in oil stuff. So we are definitely going to need to go gather more for it. That's got nothing we need. Because we don't have any fertilizer. I've probably gone past fertilizer by accident, so I'm going to give it a once over. That's here. Plastic, aluminium, cloth, steel, ceramic, oil. This game. I remember first playing this game, my friend brought it, and he called me up, he's like, Duncan, guess what I'm playing? I'm like, what? And I was like, oh, you're playing... Just thought he was playing Dragon Ball, and then it turned out he'd actually been playing Fallout, and I was like, what? Yeah. So let's have a look. Grab all those. I'll grab all these. Oh, we got shit. Oh, bulkhead. Let's have a look. That? Oops. I did. So where did it all go? It's weird. Oh no, there's crystal. There's 5,000 crystal. Cork. Wait, did I go past copper? Concrete. I must have used up all my copper. Oh well. Scratch my neck. Adhesive. Fertilizer. Need you. I may have it on me. No. I don't. Worry, woe is me. So we need lead, oil, and So we'll grab out all the oil. I've probably gone past the stuff that had oil in it. But, oh well, there's not much. We'll grab out lead. So where the copper's not spared. Nuclear material. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna need oil. And I haven't seen any copper. It's weird. Copper. C-O-P-P-E-R. A metal that is commonly used in wiring to transfer electricity from one place to another. Because it'd be up around about here. Cork, crystal. Yeah, there's no copper. That's weird. Oh well, looks like I'm going to go raid things. Shit. Just talk to me. Yeah, I'm on a non-speaking relationship with Preston now. Oh, so shit. So sad. My junk. No, it's just gonna go. Oh. It's not creating things. What are you creating? Ah! Nice. And then that would just hold it for us. That's good. I need to go get more copper. Now I'm gonna go here. I've got a bit of a bug with this, unfortunately. Because unfortunately, what happens is sometimes you'll get a bug where you can't actually remove the raiders from certain places. So Starlight Drive-In, which was one of my biggest trading settlements, well, that's bust, and then a couple of other ones. Pardon me. I miss the older. What I'd like to see them, like, speaking about Fallout 4 though, and the Creation Club, like, there are things you could add into the Creation Club. Is that it? Oh no, there's a couple of people. Have we taken out all the threats? I hope so. Oh, a bit over there. Ooh, my beach. No. Nope. I'll probably have to start a new game and remove the raiders. Teffington, Boathouse, Nursery, Slog. Well, I mean, I'm not really going to use Coop Manor, so we'll go take all the shit from there, as I have already. But I'd quite like to see, you know, Bethesda put in the, like the EXO, like the Fallout 3 Enclave armor and Enclave Tesla armor. I'd love to see them return, because I'm actually pretty freaking awesome looking. And they could call them the EXO 2. I'd like to see some stuff from New Vegas appear. Alright, this is the stuff I want to do, because I mean, at the moment, I mean, people can go and create stuff for the Content Club for New Vegas, well, for Fallout 3, such. Fallout 4, I mean. That was weird that you respawn. It was very weird. I need all your copper. We'll grab everything that's like copper. So we'll go up the top and we'll go copper, oil, and copper, oil, lead, fertilizer. That? Oh, it's just wooden steel. I mean, at the moment, I don't really have that much to do with this, but like, I'd like to see from Fallout 3 The Enclave armor they had there, their Enclave armor had. Some more characters from Little Lamplight. More characters from Vault 101. Like Amata. Amata appears and she goes, yeah. Something to do with the Lone Wanderer. Like, I don't know, a weapon. Yep, please. A whole bunch of, like, you can do a lot. That, like, stuff like that. Three Dog, I would love them to add in the ability to get in Three Dog. Like, you uncover a radio signal that you're gonna help, that you get contacted by an eyebot that's connected to through that, and well, Three Dog was like, yeah, man, just give us a hand, because I want to spread my awesomeness to the place here, and then you're like, yeah, bro, I can help you with that. That would be awesome. But the chances of that actually happening are 1,000,000 to 1. 1,000,000 to 1, he said. Oh, the chances of anything coming from Mars are 1,000,000 to 1. But still, they come. You just grabbed the lid, did I? Yes, I did. Why do I have a skull on me? You can have that skull. And you can have the tablespoon. Good old War of the Worlds. The chance. If you don't know, alright, I'll talk about that. From Fallout New Vegas, I'd quite like to see the Robco Securitrons. That'd be kind of cool to see them. The Robco, like Mr. House's Securitrons, like that. The NCR armor, Kaiser's Legion. Like all those guys, like you can see them come. Like they've been trying to get some stuff over here. Because there are a lot of games you can talk about. Like, because I'd quite like to see some stuff come from Fallout Tactics and Fallout Brotherhood of Steel. I know what you're thinking, what? They were the last two real big games Black Isle Studios did. Tactics, basically you followed the Midwestern Brotherhood of Steel on their problems, and then, you got all of that. I think I'm just going to grab all the oil, steel, aluminium, oil, copper. Fertilizer. And other crap I can, like the stuff I need for a 2mm. Yeah. And it was regarded, some of the stuff in Fallout Tactics is not canon. Because, well, you've got modern day weaponry, but you've also got weaponry that, would be quite hard to. And they did one thing that a lot of people, wouldn't think of. They actually had drivable vehicles in it. But, what? The other things I'd quite like to see is World War II weaponry. Come on. Even though there was a split between our universe and the Fallout universe, I was still surprised that there was not that many people using MP44s, STG44s, MP40s, MP38s, the Russian submachine guns, Russian heavy rifles, M1 Grands, M3 Lees, Lee Enfields, not the tank, the rifle, Springfields, Vickers 303s, World War II weapons, that you could use. As well, and I was quite surprised, like, what? Because you've got a 303 rifle, which is the hunting rifle, which can be upgraded to a 50 caliber sniper rifle. But, where are the World War II weapons, and for that matter, World War I and even older? Because, in this universe, there probably would have been people who collected muskets, flintlock pistols, World War One and older. Because, you know, with that being said, you know, there is a lot of stuff you could do. Yeah, with that, I mean, I'd quite like to see that. Even, weaponry. I should start creating more efficiently. Yes. While I'm here, I'll do some work. Build a barn. Amazing. Oh, just thundering by. You know, there's a lot of things that a lot of people are like, oh, yep. And I haven't seen any mods for it, because unfortunately one of the major downsides of playing a PlayStation is people... Well, one of the things Sony said with regards to the PlayStation 4 is a lot of the stuff, you know, like, for instance, let's say somebody creates a mod that adds in content from Dead Space. There you go. Just think of a game. Well, you wouldn't be able to get it on PS4 because Sony are basically so touchy about the PlayStation 4 that they would allow mods, but they wouldn't allow you to, you know, get mods from other video games. So, per se, you wanted to have master shit, like your character wearing Spartan armor, although I do need to talk about that. You wouldn't be allowed. Son of a nub, I just got rid of the bed. I didn't mean to. I'm a gimlet. I know what the problem is. We've got 35 people and not enough beds. But yeah, as I was saying, because you're not allowed to download like mods that, for instance, Halo armor, you would be essentially, you know, because of what happened on the Xbox, and that's actually rather annoying because, per se, you know, you were you could only afford a PS4, and there was a mod you'd seen, you know, you wanted to get on Xbox. Well, you can't now because Sony are like, nah. You kind of have to sit there until Sony have decided, you know, to say, yeah, we will allow consoles, we'll allow PS4 to have these mods now, but only, you know, that, I mean, I shouldn't complain that much. I mean, I'm happy that we've actually got mods on PS4. It's actually really quite nice to see. Sony no longer be a bunch of xenophobics. But the other thing that I really don't like at the moment is, about Sony at the moment is, they're not allowing crossplay. I mean, Epic Games, who did Fortnite, and they did another game which unfortunately is shutting down called Paragon. It is quite sad to see that go, Paragon, and I'll talk more about that later. Must bring me a shrubbery. Okay. Bring you a shrubbery? Oh wait, no, this is my house. This is my house. No one gets this house. But yeah, no, yeah, I literally am, like, I would like to see more mods, like, for, say, an XO2 armor, because I know that's on Xbox, released for Xbox. as well as the NCR Ranger armor. The mirror that began it all. Yeah. Windmill. Fusion. Voltaic. Ew, conduits. Yeah, that's for the other things, but the bolts. The beacons. 270. Oh my goodness me, that's actually producing quite a bit fast now. I will leave that going. Alrighty then. You want my Minuteman armor? There's 3 don't have anyone. You want my radar? You want my horse armor, which I got. Again, I'm going to talk about that later. Anyway. Lore behind this assault rifle. Essentially, after the bombs fell, a US soldier was... He was left alive after watching his entire squad get eradicated by the bombs. And he served with a Vertibird division. He stayed near the Vertibird wreck, essentially turning it into his house, and this is out west, far away from the Commonwealth. It actually happened in, what's the next state near the Commonwealth? Don't know. It happened in one of the states next to the Commonwealth. No, I'm not ready to depart. Yep. Anyway, so, feeling quite sorry for himself, he eventually returned to Boathouse to he stayed near the wreck for several years with what supplies he could gather. Eventually, after spending a decade with this vertibird with enough food, he left with the assault rifle, which was fully upgraded. Travelling across the irradiated wasteland, seeing some poor sods be turned into ghouls, surviving soldiers, and people who weren't lucky enough to get into vaults turn on each other. The world he knew was gone, and he stood up for the injustices.
This unit is currently in factory default mode. Do you wish to enable this unit's personality subroutine?
Sure, that would be...
A pleasure to see you again, ma'am.
Are you ready to depart?
Actually, I'll be back later.
Very... Fancy going for a swim, ma'am?
Hi.
I'm glad you're here. We've been having some trouble with raiders.
Oh, see how?
Tell me what's going on.
They showed up in force. There were too many of them. They said as long as we kept... At least we know where they're...
There's no need to worry. I already took...
Really? Well...
That's right, I got biffed this summer. Woot. Get that one up. I'll go around in my power armor for a bit. Because I've got cheats. I know there's a cheat stain I downloaded. Anyway, as I'm saying. Oh wow, my ear. As he eventually killed former soldiers, corrupt civilians, and whoever else got in his way, he made a lot of enemies. And one of these enemies was his former unit commander, The person was in charge of all the units as CEO, who had survived the bomb and had sent out soldiers to gather up surviving soldiers and resources. And, well, he wasn't too happy about having his own men killed. The two would confront each other. Is he on the roof? Garvey!
I wonder how long my systems will endure these rugged conditions.
I built a ramp. At least stairs. Yeah. Carlo, not now. Whoa. Okay, I need to put
Diagnostic complete.
cool. After the two's brief fight, which resulted in both them shooting each other, the two Garvey, you son of a nub.
I've received word from the castle. Apparently, they've spotted hostiles scouting the perimeter. We should go find out what's going on.
Yeah.
Any new trouble spots?
I'll let you know if I hear of any settlements that need our help. In the meantime, make sure to offer help to anyone that needs it. It can only help our cause.
Yeah. Now just gotta get past this workshop. Alright, let's go get some armor on and let's head over to the castle. Oh, that's my weapon bolt. What weapon do I think I should have? I'm getting rid of half this crap, so yeah. Should get my combat armor.
My database are continuing to contain vast amounts of data regarding the Commonwealth.
Get myself kitted out. No, yeah, seriously, that was a weapon. Wish this shit can go in here. What was it? I made something or other. You can stay. You know, I think I've got most of these anyway. These can go in there. That can go in there. Yeah, no, these can go. These short combat rifles and hunting rifles can go. I'm gonna shove those three into a boy. Shut up, Zane. Baby brother, now is not the time. Shut up.
Whatever it is we're out here looking for, I'm certain we'll find it soon.
No, I'll shove touch. I will have to make a and so I mean you've got until
I don't require sleep or food in order to survive.
I do though. Shush. Hey Nick. I'm gonna get something. I'm gonna shove on the wall here. You can sit. I'm gonna shove you up here. Up there. You. Just full by. You are just gonna look after all this crap for now. Till I can figure out what I'm gonna do with the bloody things. Right, can't get rid of quest items and want to do the herbologist quest. Right, we're gonna grab all of those. We're going to grab ourselves some. Do I want to grab Admiral's Friend? No. I will need good long range weapons. Grab a rocket launcher. We will grab melee weapon. And now we just need... What do we want for our... Okay, Defender's Harpoon. Ignores 3% of the target's resist damage. Grab you. Kit it up. Then we'll take a... And we've got sentry bots at the castle. So right now we need what? Right, it's in marine combat gear. That's just a marine wetsuit. I've gone past him. Marine wetsuit. And then I need the YouTube. And then what was it? We found out. I don't have the torso. Better find that torso. Did get a new weapon, so we're gonna get...
You lead the way, and I'll follow, man.
What do I want to take? Yeah, we'll take a radiant gear. Kinda wish there was a mod for PS4 that allowed you to have your pip boy as something else other than on your wrist, like set as a different device sitting on your wrist. Let's head to the castle then. Alright, so I better talk a bit about this character I'm playing as. I'll do that in a bit. So this character is essentially a what if, an alternate universe if I was a female. That's basically it. Nah, just kidding. She follows a much different thing than I do, and yada yada. So she obviously married Nate. After witnessing Nate's death in the vault, that shook her quite badly, turning her quite dark.
Radio Freedom, broadcasting across the Commonwealth.
I'm glad you're here. It puffs up the troops to see their general taking charge. We've lost some scouts recently. Feels like trouble to me.
Ah, crud.
Exactly what We've called in volunteers, so we aren't short of people.
Sure.
I'm feeling pretty good about our defense.
This is Radio Freedom with a breaking report from the castle.
Oh, we're out.
Enemy forces moving on our position at the castle. All available Minutemen in the area, please move in to reinforce.
Good.
Incoming attackers from the northwest.
No more hiding for you. Ah, we're being shot by dogs. Ow. Oh dear. Why are the settlers angry? Okay, something has gone wrong. I'd swear that that's done that before. Wait, what? Move! Move away! I mean, what was that? Was that before I got my gear on? Because I know what I'm doing. Oh, shit. Sorry about that. Unfortunately, something happened where the NPCs turned hostile. It's probably because I accidentally killed someone, and I don't really want to do that. So we killed one of my robots, and that does happen. I mean, yeah. So I'm gonna have to. Looks like I'm gonna use probably if I'm gonna fire, I'm gonna use my missile launcher when I'm not near, when people are not near. Plus, it's not hard to get back where I was. May find something else, so who knows. So, yep. So anyway, after awakening and finding Preston Garvey, she wasn't impressed with how the Commonwealth was left. As a woman who strove to change things, she strove to change the Commonwealth. And change the Commonwealth she did. It eventually got to the point where she was severely annoyed with the Minutemen, the Railroad, the Institute, and disappointed in her son, as well as other individuals, the Brotherhood of Steel, but she preferred the Brotherhood of Steel, considering them the lesser of two evil. Let's see, what do we get the marine armor on? Dude, we get the marine armor. I will take a robot with me. Oh, bloody armor. Submarine helmet. Biomesh marine chest. Go down to M. Get marine wetsuit. After helping the Brotherhood of Steel destroy the Institute and the Railroad, she eventually departed and went north and helped out up there. She was impressed with the survival of the people up in Far Harbor, but still had her massive doubts.
Would you like me to go?
After much time and waiting, and eventually getting quite annoyed up north, she eventually returned back down south to here. In non-official, in my own story, she actually helped create a faction called the Brotherhood, New Boston Militia. Essentially, they were a much more better version of the Commonwealth Minutemen, because they had they were based more heavily on the military, more so than helping people out. So because of this, she eventually would use these men and women who would join her voluntarily, former Minutemen, former Gunners, former Raiders, Brotherhood of Steel soldiers, and that. They would have a force that would rival even the Brotherhood of Steel in sheer size, even in power armor.
Good afternoon. You're tuned to Radio Freedom, broadcasting across the Commonwealth.
I'm glad
Nothing to
you're here.
report.
It
Stay safe
bucks
out
up
there,
the troops
everyone.
to see their general taking charge.
Thanks, Ronnie.
Lost some scouts recently. We've called in. I'm feeling pretty good about our.
This is Radio Freedom with a breaking report from the castle. We have enemy forces moving.
And what I'll be doing is I'll definitely...
All available Minutemen in the area, please move in.
Oh, sure. Do I have artillery smoke on me? Ah, great.
What just happened?
Oh, that's a reference. I had to write a story for this. Huh. That was weird. We lost 2 robots. I-16, 1-6, and Sarge 2. Looks like I'll have to rebuild them. Sarge 3 and I-116 2. Yeah, so I'll talk a bit more about the weapon. It was eventually founded by a member of the Boston militia.
Alright, people. That was a tough fight, but we came through it. You can be proud of how you handled yourselves today. But we don't have time to sit around congratulating ourselves. We're the Minutemen, go darn it. And then
Go darn it!
We always gotta be ready for the next fight. Let's get back to it, people.
Hi, Ronnie.
We sure showed them what happens when you mess with the Minutemen. I've got it from here.
Sweet.
This is Radio Freedom with an after-battle report for the people of the Commonwealth.
Alright, let's get to repairing and rebuilding.
We've routed the enemy, and they're dispersing.
Oh.
We'll now return to our normal broadcasting. Keep those dials set to Radio Freedom.
I would like more done with the Minutemen, because unfortunately, this is something I quite enjoy. I love the concept art idea behind it, the Minutemen. That running to a chicken, just chilling out. You know, there are a bunch of people who care a lot about about the wasteland, about especially Boston, and you know, they give a damn. But they're not given that much, anything really, unfortunately, and that does suck. I thought I upgraded you. This institute's shielding, but nah. Unfortunately, they do that. We're gonna go reinforced plate. It's the best. I like having that one for this one, and then we're gonna go for you. I want bright because one here. That's unfortunately the downside because the Brotherhood of Steel, they've got, their things with that, that, but the Minutemen, you have to do quite a bit. I mean, I'd quite like to see some stuff done with it. So, Vertibird was, after the death of the corrupt military general and the person who originally created Vertibird, the weapon would return to active service under the guise of my character, because she was given it as a gift from the person who had it. Double Tesla coils that, man. I feel like giving these guys all, like, Can't even speak English. I'll leave my armor here for now. I will come back and I will get... scrap this table. Anyway, as I was saying. Okay, so these are now static options. Fudge. But before I do anything, I'm going to put down some beds. Anyway, as I was saying. With the creation and this, I'll attach a wire. I want to place a bed. Got to place more beds. Oh, we lost someone. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's really not much I can do if we lose people. Yeah, I know, I believe it. So we get like a whole bunch of marine armor and marine wetsuits and give it to the Minutemen. That's how I save this. That's what we can do. Ah, that's right, I got this thing. That thing. Anyway, as I was saying, I think it's this one up here. We'll have a look. So in this one, if we find, they're just kept glasses, so that could be the one where it's got all of them. So when you go down to M, yeah. So yeah, so these are the few things I'd like to see Bethesda actually do. If they're gonna do more updates for Brotherhood of Steel, well, not Brotherhood of Steel, for pardon me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is a tactical one, and I really enjoy the tactical one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Anyway, as I was saying, a lot of people, myself included, first of all, I'd like to see more stuff done with the Minutemen. More just stuff, more than just like the settlement quests there. But I would like to see more quests with them. Like, per se, there's a new raider gang in the Wasteland who has taken out all these other different raider gangs and have begun to threaten, well, put pressure on the Brotherhood of Steel and or whoever you sided with. The Minutemen are contacted, and you can get like special units for them, like per se you would like, oh yeah, you've got laser muskets. And that should be enough. Like, you've gone and you've done a whole bunch of stuff.
Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen. It's 6 o'clock. Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
I happen this should go. Excuse me, you? Oh, there's some people up there. I do have to rebuild some robots. Just going to junkyard dog and a savage deathclaw. Oracle. Alright, now we can get rid of these. Sorry, I didn't do that one. Killed Minimins on Razor Blade. So we are going to have to rebuild a couple of them. Don't do this to me, game. You are not assigned, Fan Debbie Dozy. This game, I mean, there needs to be a thing for this, but no. I'd like to see more done with the Minutemen. It'd be kind of cool to see. Just sorry, but over here. Everything. I'm not.
Nothing to report. Stay safe out there, everyone.
Just sorry, you are going to be my first aider. I'm actually going to get a Mr. Handy on the first aid station. Go, hurry up, move it, move it, move it. Thank you. I should now say. It's weird. A sign. That is weird. Okay, whatever. I'll sort out this game later. I think it'll save is buggy, so I will be doing a new save some point, but that is again at some point. Alright, so we're gonna get rid of all the weapons we got, except for the lay. No, that can go. Oh, we got. Oh, right, no, those are like, where is she? Where it is? Oh, there we go. Alright, so let's upgrade these laser rifles to the best. Alright, just 6 crank. Okay, start, cool. I want long recon scope. Scope. We don't want to reduce the range. We want to give it a good range, bit of range, accuracy, and recoils. Oh, we can even paint it. There's the army painting. Alright, you can. Here's Brotherhood of Steel painting. Hot Rod Flames. Let's give them Hot Rod Flames in. Yeah. Makeable hot rod. No, we don't need that. Like with the others, I'll keep that all done. At the moment. Okay, can't help. Yeah. I kind of wish you could paint the plasma guns. That'd be kind of fun. Yeah, that'd be kind of awesome. Cool. Except for you, you're gonna become long recon. And material, hot rod flames. Oh, yuck. Распутали по микруши по пулиту мама на трикое. Yes, I can sing Russian. Well, in Russian. But that's probably the extent. I actually do know what that song means. And it is it's quite nice to that. The song is Katyusha, and it is about a girl waiting for her lover to return from, I think, Stalingrad. It's either Stalingrad or Kursk. And well, she's waiting for him on the banks of the river, and her name is Katyusha, and she's just waiting for him. It's quite a lovely song, and I do often sing it. I do often listen to it. It's actually one of the most. If I was going to be funny, it is. Wait a minute. Settings. Audio. Be quiet. Ugh. Still love the fact that you can hear the in-game music, like the game music, but the in-game. It's such a different file. I've never enjoyed the menus. Ever since Morrowind and Oblivion, I've never enjoyed the in-game music that Skyrim and Fallout 4 and even Fallout 3 and New Vegas have had. I think it's crap, to be honest. That's my honest opinion. Because, I mean, Fallout 1 and 2, I mean, listening to the music they've got is quite good because it stops you from going insane. Oh, my headphones are about to fall off. Fallout 3 was well, Fallout 3's music was Tactics' music was really quite good, as was one other one. I haven't played Brotherhood of Steel, so no comment on that. So I don't know. Fallout New Vegas' music tried... This is the problem I have with things like... with Fallout New Vegas. I've played Fallout New Vegas. I've played Fallout 3, and I've basically played nearly all of the Fallout games except for Brotherhood of Steel Brotherhood of Steel. I play Tactics. It's a lot of fun. I'm gonna keep this one as one for myself. I'm gonna use a long barrel on this one. Yeah. Anyway. I'm gonna call this a pattern. Brother was saying that you're gonna go rename. And I'm not naming it after the idiot general of World War II. I have a lot of hatred for General Patton. I mean, don't get me wrong. Good general. But there was so much crap I hated about. I hated him. I just hated it for him. I hated him for it as well. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, how dare you insult General Patton? Quite simple, really. I found the guy an idiot. He was literally, you know, what did he do? So what if he was the Second World War general? There were a lot of other generals who were Second World War generals who were much better than Patton. Erwin Rommel was a British one, I forget. There were several French ones who were all better. No cancel. But that's just my opinion. I don't like General Patton. I never have, and I never will. I bet you once people see this video, they're gonna be like, how could you be so mean to a hero? Man. But that's just me. And, you know, I don't care. But I do have a lot of... I mean, his tactics weren't bad, I mean, when you go back and read them, but... The man himself was an idiot. Well, the man himself was a stuck-up, arrogant prick, but I guess that's enough about General Patton. Because it comes down to... Basically comes down to the end of the day, US won, Germany didn't. We all have to praise Patton. Ugh. Anyway... Got one last rifle to fully upgrade. I'm gonna have 13 then, okay, so... I know a few of them do have rifles, but they'll be getting these ones, because much better. Anyway, as I was saying. Back to Fallout. I mean, I'd like to see some World War II weapons. I was quite surprised the M1 Grand and, you know, some of the other weapons didn't actually get into the game. You're like... You know, where they are in history. You're going to sit there going, what? Well, why not? I can go... Sleek Marine. Do I not have, the Marine? They're all Zealot. We'll get rid of one of those, actually. Whew. What about the Marine wetsuit? Oh, right, you can't upgrade the Marine wetsuit. Duh! Oh my gimlet. Right, so we can't upgrade the helmets, but we can upgrade the legs and the armor. I don't really want it to be Zealots. We're going to turn it to the Assault Marine armor. I like biochemical mesh, and yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Really wish I wouldn't go up to where it was, like. Chemical, and down. Yeah. So I thought I'd also talk... So next week, videos are probably going to be a lot less common. I am going to try to do some vlogs. Because where I'm moving to, there are there's a museum, a couple of museums I'm going to be able to go to a lot more frequently. Because allow me to give you basically the rundown. I'm moving house, like I said at the beginning of this video. So the video is going to be hectic. There is an Air Force museum I'm wanting to go to.
Nothing to report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
And I want to check it out. I'm going to do some videos on it, definitely. I might have to do some editing for it. I'm also thinking of running a competition. And this is what I want, basically, you guys in the description below. Well, you guys are. I'm going to look for somebody who can do thumbnails for me, and I might actually contract them. One of you guys into building, like doing a thumbnail for whenever I stream. Because if I was going to do it, these are the requirements. It must have, because what I'm likely to stream is War Thunder, Fallout 4, Mountain Blade, stuff like that. I mean, if you guys can send me, like, that, and it has to be in thumbnail size. Oh, wrong one. Because, you know, that's how it rolls. So, if you guys want me to do the competition, I don't really know what I'm going to give away. To those who do it, I probably may do a video. I don't know, because at the moment, unfortunately, I can't do money. Sorry, I'm actually broke at the moment. I'm waiting for a game to be pre-ordered. No, actually, I'm going to save a lot of my money for that game. For those of you who don't know, I think I'll talk a bit about it. In a couple of weeks, video game is coming out, well, in 3 weeks. I pre-ordered a video game called Girls and Panzer Dream Team. And it is essentially set in the Girls and Panzer universe. And it is a video game where you can play as any... I think you can get any of the tanks and you can customize them. And that. It is coming out on the PlayStation 4. And I've gone and pre-ordered it. Because I love Girls and Panzer. It's actually one of the best. In my opinion, it's up there in my top 10 anime. Which I'll talk about later. But yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. I've actually seen a few of the gameplay trailers. I'm actually going to go back later and watch them. Yep. So that's going to be that. Oh yeah. my friend managed to hurt himself while welding. So I said insert weld pun. He's a good kid. But anyway, so yeah. So, I might as well get this out of the way. My top 10 favorite anime. Welcome to watchduncannuva.com. And today I'll be counting down my top 10 favorite anime. Number 10, Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is also included, as is Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D. The sixth hill I will talk about. Ever since I saw the anime based off, well, the card game based off the anime, I thought it was the best thing ever. Me and my siblings loved it, and we wanted to play Yu-Gi-Oh! At the time, though, we couldn't actually get the money together to get that, and my first ever card, I recall, was a Eurobuy. I was given it by a friend. Because I was looking through his deck and said, here, you can have this card, and he handed me Eurobuy. I was like, thanks, man. After that, I eventually went on to create my first full, unfortunately, illegal deck. It was over the card limit and used cards that were not required, because I thought a lot of these cards. But then eventually I started going to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Club, and, oh, bollocks. And I eventually brought enough cards to build my first real deck. After that, I stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh! For a while, and then when I moved in with my friends, I eventually started up again. Eventually buying cards and stuff from a mate who went up to Christchurch and stuff like that. My current Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck is a 30-card deck. Everything used to be well over that. That uses legitimate cards, and I call it the Doomsday Dragon deck. And it is quite a pain in the ass to Well, it's actually quite easy to beat because I stuff up a lot. But it's quite good because I've got to get a lot more. I've actually got to change it up, but it's in a box up in Christchurch. So, but what does this have to do with the anime? I loved the anime. I loved Yugi. I loved the design of Yugi and Yamai. I hated the final duel between them. I love the design between of that. I love the fact that in GX there was a school based on dueling. GX for me though was kind of lackluster because I'll tell you why. GX kind of ended on a bit of a moment. I mean, Jaden uses super polymerization to fuse himself and Yubai together in his story. Oh, and then like he leaves his friends behind without saying goodbye. And it's like, what? I never actually got to see the full ending of GX until recently, thanks to a website. Because when they were doing GX, I unfortunately transferred to going to a different school. Right about the same time GX was on. By the time GX was on, I had to go out and wait for bus. So. And then thanks to a site called Crunchyroll, I was able to watch the majority of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D and Yu-Gi-Oh! Exil. Because I paid for a premium membership on that site. And I was like, I do recommend if you're gonna watch sites through Anime Lab or through Crunchyroll, get the membership. You are literally gonna actually want it because it cuts out all the ads. It cuts out the fact that you have to watch it in just Japanese. I was also at the same site I watched another anime on this list on, but anyways, I'm saying I was able to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D, and I actually quite enjoyed it. The intro was but I quite enjoyed the fact that there was now synchro summons, and that you could actually use, if you were in a tag team, any monster on the side of the field. Ultra light, I wanted sleek. And that was pretty cool, for me. And I did enjoy the films that I got on it. But yeah, no. And then Zixil. Zixil for me was a bit of a crap note. And I know they're coming up with another one. I think this year, some point this year. The problem I had with Zixil was a lot of things were happening too fast. It was the anime that was centered around XYZ summon, or as they call it in the anime, Zixil summoning. Which are the monsters that have ranks instead of levels. Like the stars on the different side of the card. And it was rather, for me it was happening far too fast. I mean, with 5D, GX, the other animes, it was actually happening quite at a good pace, but 5D started to speed up a bit, as did Zixil. So I didn't really enjoy Zixil, except for like the one part where the guy's like trying to get, like, first episode, trying to get out of school. Now give your grandmother a big kiss. Oh, grandma. Now if you do not give your grand a kiss, you'll get a grand slobbering. That just cracked me up. I love the fact that the grandma, like, why is it always like the old people in anime are just freaking badass? It's just amazing. Alright, we'll get Demolition Expert. Cool. So we'll go, and we'll go give the minimum I can find. No, we'll leave the Overboss armor there. I actually do have to light up this area, so what we'll do is... So that was number 10. Number 9. Transformers. Now I know what you're thinking. What? That can't be true. I'm actually talking about Transformers Cybertron, Armada, and Energon. In Japan, they're not actually considered cartoony. In Japan, Transformers Energon was, as well as Transformers Cybertron, were actually anime, not cartoons as they were here in America. Not in America, over in America.
Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
And that was it was quite shocking to learn that, actually. Hello, Mr. Deathclaw. To learn that, in fact, this was in fact the opposite. So for me, it was like, what? Say what? That was actually pretty cool. And then eventually, for me, we want to put a pylon there. I'm pretty sure we can reach.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen.
So yeah.
All quiet, which is how we like it. Stay safe out there, people. This is Radio Freedom. Nothing to report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
Now I know. The hell? Well, I want a just standard. That's tripwire. Yeah, so... Alright. Cybertron was the final part in the US for the series known as Transformers Energon, which was the at the time.
Hey there.
That'll show him. He'll think twice before it's after this. That's the way we do it, right, General?
Damn it. I'll have to use it for something the normal. Cybertron was used as the final episode, the final series for Transformers Unicron trilogy, which was Armada, Energon, and that. Armada, a lot of people liked, although people called it Pokeformers because they keep saying Hotshot. And all that crap. I don't really care because I mean, Transformers more than meets the eye. Autobots wasted. I love Transformers. We're gonna go to Spectacle Island because I want to turn that into a essentially floating fortress. Fortress. I want to head that way. Yeah, I love saying that, don't I? Hello, viewer. Hello there, Halloween 2020. So you're a couple of years before, you know, Halloween. Well, 2018, then we got 2019, then we got 2019. Yeah. I'm just streaming for a bit. Thought I might as well. I haven't played Fallout 4 in ages. I'll be completely honest. And I was sitting there watching Ox. Hang on a minute, let me just find the YouTuber. Just like one of the many people who got me back into playing Fallout 4. Oh, silly phone. Red Kelp Forest. Go away. Well. Have to watch that later. Fly daily. Oh, Batman would win, man. No, I'm not in a party chat. I'm on my own. Because at the moment, like the people who have got a PS4 that I know would be busy at work. I don't. One of them would be at work. One of them would be lazing around at home. The other one might be at work. I don't know. But at the moment, I'm just on my own. Yeah, Oxhorn, who is a YouTuber who does lore. Are you playing with mods? Yes, I am playing with mods. Because when mods came out for PS4, I've got mods that allow me to do things a bit more easier. Mainly, I've got one mod that gives each new settlement like a whole bunch of different supplies, which is cool. Oh, excuse me, got a cold. So yep, I've got a lot of mods on this game, including power armor variants and stuff like that. And I thought I got rid of my graphics overhaul mods. No, well, I'll have to have a look later. But yeah, no. The thing that sucks about PS4 modding is I don't get like the same access to like a whole bunch of different mods like that is. Do you have people as friends on PS4, and do you party chat too? No, that's gonna be a tough one. Ooh. Yes, I do, and I've had people in the past, like, they've sent me party requests, and friend requests, like, when I've said yeah. I do, but at the moment, I kind of just want to, I'm not going to be active as much, because I'm moving, over the weekend, it's coming up, so I'm going to be spending a lot less time on the PlayStation 4. And that is unfortunately a downside, because while moving. Anyway, where did speak to Island? But yeah, no. I mean, I'm not really that type of person who goes, oh, yeah, no, you want to be my friend. No. I like, be a right real dick about it. And I'm normally pretty good when it comes to it. It's just at the moment, I unfortunately have a lot on my plate, so I can't exactly chat in that.
Sweet.
And I'm planning on doing because I know a friend of mine wants to do a stream. So I'm eventually planning on re-getting PSN membership and doing maybe just a random friends play Minecraft, a video game like Fortnite or something like that. Oh, hell, even maybe War Thunder. Do love interacting with people. God, lost arms. Whee! Bag of fertilizer. Shovel. Metal bucket. Hoe. Go back and get your hoe. Ugh, gotta scratch my nose. Another deceased member of people. Well. It's back to talking about my anime. So number 8 was... What did I say number 8 was? Fudge. Number 10 was Yu-Gi-Oh! Number 8 was... I didn't really say number 8, did I? No, number 9. The generator must be on, okay, let's go turn that generator on. So number 9 was Cybertron. Number 8, Halo Legends. For people who don't know, Halo Legends was a bunch of shorts, a few minute long clips that were Who else wants some? And it was released, I think, around the time 343 got the rights to Halo from Bungie. And that was cool. And I did quite enjoy it, and I actually remember my brother spotting it and going, oh, God, no. And it annoyed my brothers a lot. Ow. And yeah, I quite enjoyed it. My family did not. I mean, I do enjoy good media. Oh, he was just standing there, mate. Cool, we're gonna turn this into a fortress island. So that's number 8. Number 7. Cardcaptor Sakura. Cardcaptor what now? Cardcaptor Sakura was an anime that aired about 1996. Had about, I think, 2 seasons. It was focused on a schoolgirl who was going around collecting different cards. I think magical cards that allowed her to control things. The anime ended about after season 2. When the show finished, and Cardcaptor had lost the ability to do it. However, the official manga had actually continued on and followed her into high school. And then earlier last year, they announced friggin' Cardcaptor Sakura season 2, 3 would be announced. And me and my best friend, we stopped, we looked at each other, and we were like, yeah! Because we loved Cardcaptor Sakura when growing up, and it was one of the best anime. One of my favourite anime. I had a crush on Sakura. Cardcaptor Sakura. But there you go. Yeah, so that was that. Number 6. 7 was Sakura. So we'll just go over. 10 was Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 was Transformers Cybertron. 8 was Cardcaptor Sakura. 7 is is not Transformers. Shucks. No, it's a little anime I like to call Toho, Memories of Phantasma. Memories of Phantasma is an unofficial Toho anime that follows, in some regards, quite close to the video games. I've actually watched them, and I quite enjoy them. I mean, if you're a Toho fan, they're quite a good thing to watch. Especially if you like anime. Well, especially if you enjoy Toho, especially. Excuse me, I'm a bit cold. And the anime focuses on some quite heavy stuff. I mean, it actually does focus on the relationship between a lot of the different characters in it. And you really can't get a sense of woo. They've even, in the anime, there's a character called Yuyuko. Well, in the manga, in the official release stuff, there's a character called Yuyuko Sujui. And in Toho, in the official lore, she commits suicide. And they actually portray that really well in the manga. Well, not in the manga, the anime. She does actually end up committing suicide because, well, she doesn't really want to die, and that is, to be fair though, quite a heavy topic. I've actually I've only recently just watched the manga, or that episode, and I will be honest, I'm balling it out. Anyway, so that is my number 7. Number 6. Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans. I will be honest right now. Iron-Blooded Orphans was one of the best anime I've watched in ages. For those of you who don't know, Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans follows a group of people who are unfortunately slaves to, who are a bunch of kids who are unfortunately forced to work for this rather quite nasty dude and a whole bunch of other grown-ups, except for one. And the reason he, except for one, because, well, he's the only accountant on the base. And it goes through basically them dealing with, you know, they want to have something more than, you know, life. They want to be more. And all throughout it, in this series, Mars is a colony of Earth, and the Martians hate it because Earth basically, after a war, up and left. We basically said, screw you guys, we're going home. And that pissed off the Martians, the people who were left on Mars. Anyway, after, you know, years of basically having to deal with them themselves, a woman appears called Ariana Barnstead, and she's basically one of the main protagonists of the series. She literally goes out of her way to make sure that these kids have a life, you know, because they basically have had nothing, and it is really quite warming to see it. But holy crap! I'll be honest. If you're going to watch this anime, make sure you've got a box of tissues nearby. And then we're going to get on to one of the many things why I love the anime. It is dark as all hell. Throughout the series, they are thrown curveballs. And eventually, everything seems to be going their way, as they're basically like, yep, we can survive this. Unfortunately, the main guy, Augur, he's killed quite early on in the anime. Well, quite later on, because there are a bunch of, insert nasty word of your choice here, dicks who, yeah, we don't like him, and they kill his, essentially, this group's first friend, who had saved them and recruited them into another organization. And, well, they had quite a strong connection with this, and then he got killed by an enemy. Anyway, so as they've essentially said F you, they've been told not to do anything about it, and well, they've just said nope. And because of it, they have been, this group has been targeted, and they are targeted by essentially the Earth version of, you're our property, so we are going to make sure you listen to us. Essentially, American Army. Sorry if you're from America, but that is literally the best comparison I can make it to. Dirty cheating tactics, a whole bunch of other kit and caboodle, and yeah. And they are stuck in their base, and these people, like, begging to, you know, let his friends and stuff go. The dude who's the commander of it, he's like, hey man, can you just let my friends go? I mean, they're innocent. And he's like, no, you will need to pay. And that's literally it. But unfortunately for the guy, there's a guy on there called Mecha Gillies, he basically wants to. He's started a revolution. Essentially, he wants to become the leader of this organization that he deems corrupt. And yeah, so that's my number 9. No, number 9, number 6. Number 5. Zoids. Oh boy. This is where we start getting into some quite old and obscure anime. I have been asked, what the heck is Zoids? Zoids is an anime that was made for a model set, bunch of models in Japan, as well as that. And they started out being quite cool models. Different characters you could build and collect. Eventually, the anime started off with the first ever series known as Zoids Chaotic Century. What that series was basically the introduction to the planet Z, and that was so popular, it actually got an English dub, as well as a... Oh well. And because it got an English dub, it was deemed quite successful. Because it was there to do one thing, and was there to sell Zoid models to new people, and a lot of people actually was like, "Oh my gosh, this is awesome!" Eventually, Chaotic Century led on to Guardian Forces, in which was a follow-up of New Century. There was a new evil person. He was like, "Yeah, I'm going to try and take over now, and you're all gonna basically deal with it." And he betrays a whole bunch of people, and well, the main hero goes like, "Nah, we ain't gonna deal with your crap." And the main character ends up killing him, and the Death Sora, which is a giant Zoid. It's one of 2 that appear in the anime. Eventually, after New Century, we get a new anime. After Guardian Forces, we get a new anime called... I do apologize. Called New Century, as I've been saying. New Century is set between Guardian Forces. Is basically a new series, and it's one of 2 that appear. Oops. God, I made a bridge. I like bridge across. Got a bridge. Balcony. Yeah. So because of that, a lot of people were like, "Oh, okay, what do we do now?" Yeah, we'll just get rid of this side of the house. After New Century was done, essentially, it led on to Zoid's Fuses. Oh boy, did a lot of people hate Fuses. Fuses was essentially the Energon for Zoids, the Transformers Energon for Zoids. It was so bad, in fact, that the company that originally made Zoids, who had said, "No, we're not making any more, go get stuffed," were like, "Oh my gosh, you don't know how to do it," and got the rights to it. And made the second half of the first season. Fuses followed a new aspect of Zoids that I actually thought was quite cool. And that was Zoids being able to fuse. And I always thought this was cool, quite cool, as it was carried on into the video games, the official media. after Zoid's fuses ended, they did another one, and this was going to be eventually narrated by For Kids. Was eventually going to have a For Kids release as well for us here in the West. Unfortunately, For Kids got shut down, and so things like Yu-Gi-Oh, things like Zoids got brought by other media, other media outlets. I want to go protect that generator. We need to get more food, and we need to get some water going. And yeah, so that was Zoids. The next one was called Zoids Genesis, and that one was the final ever series for Zoids. And what led this for me being quite emotional was I actually never knew Zoids had a final series. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna launch Zoids Genesis, and then that was it. Just like, darn. Oh, well, not much I can do. So I did eventually watch all of Zoid Genesis. Oh my gosh, is it a good anime? If you're a Zoids fan and you haven't seen all the Zoids, I do highly recommend you go and watch it immediately. It's actually it's actually really, really good. Anyway, so that's my number 5. Now we're getting into the top 4. Number 4! Transformers Armada. I don't care what people say. Armada is essentially an American anime. It followed something pretty cool. It followed minicons, which was something a lot of people were like, oh, cool, could relate to. And minicons were a lot of just awesome. I quite enjoyed them. I had in fact, one of my friends recently brought from a second-hand shop a whole bunch of Zoids, like a whole bunch of stuff. And in it was a minicon from the Requiem Blaster, just the amazing, the space shuttle one, I forget his name, sorry. And it was just like, whoa, it's awesome. Melons! And it was one of the most epic ones, and I have to say, it and Cybertron were the best. Enertron could be redone. Number 3! Overlord! Oh. For those of you who don't know, Overlord is a video game much like Sword Art Online. It follows a person being stuck in a video game who has no way out. Because the game is shut down. It has been offlined. And the reason he's stuck in this video game is because he refused to log out. He is now in charge of his friend's old player base. A server known as... a guild known as Einzelgul. And he's going around and he's basically going to get his name spread. In the manga, he's successfully done this and actually rules quite a large bit of land. Even having killed a person. That he trusted quite a bit. That he'd helped. Spoilers. But, oh well. Okay, we're gonna build a area for proprietors and sort of fountain. Ground plot we don't need, but we do need a scavenging station. Brahman feed trust. Pillory. I'm gonna get a pillory up. Oh, yeah. And then, yeah. Again, I'll build these. So yeah. Anyway. Overlord is actually, at the moment, on its second season, so we're following the Lizard arc. Lizard arc. I think that's just actually finished. You will actually quite enjoy it, and it is quite a good anime. Number 2. Girls und Panzer. Girls and Panzer. With a very German-sounding title, you'd expect this anime to be German, but prepare to be wrong. Girls und Panzer is probably, in my opinion, one of the best current anime. But Duncannuva didn't recently get a bad grip because of BBC. Oh, yeah. For people who don't know, the BBC did a documentary on Girls und Panzer, and they refused to let the male, the person who created it, speak. And this pissed a lot of people off, especially a lot of people here in the West. Oh boy. BBC went on. Not only did you screw up majorly, but in an anime where it doesn't revolve around flashing, the only times you see the girls naked is when they're submerged in a bathtub or a spa. There is no... You know, it's pretty clean for an anime, as most anime are nowadays. Most, I said, with the exception. And none of the girls are over-sexualized. The BBC had the goal to say this anime sexualizes women. Not just any women, small girls. And a lot of people actually said, where? I find myself agreeing with the BBC, not the BBC, with, these people, because I've watched Girls und Panzer so many damn times. Where the hell does it say, you know, this? And I forgot I had display cases. Neat. Anyway, I digress. Go back there, melon. Oh, cool! We can make a super technical place. Yeah. Put a whole bunch of crates. I know there's a ship around here somewhere. I think it's further north of the island. Anyway. Yeah, there it is. Oh, excuse me, I've got the sniffles. Yeah, we'll scrap all this stuff. Give me. I will eventually, like, build some stuff here. Yeah, man. Oh, look, radiation barrels. Radioactive, radioactive. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm radioactive, radioactive. Good song. I do love the people who sung it, who made that song. It's really awesome. I mean, if you want a good song, definitely go watch Imagine Dragon stuff. They're quite good. But that's just me, though. I'm a fan. Because I'm also a nerd. Yeah, blood leaf. Anyway. That's great. I need to scrap you. Oh, there's a barrel.
Is that
Yeah. It's just awkward. I hope you move it in a moment. Yeah. Stupid barnacles!